Today, we ascend the staircase of improvement. Greetings! I'm Roger Newbold, the host for the Experience Photography's video podcast episode number 64. Welcome to Studio One North. My great friend, my business partner, a splendid photographer on his own and editor for this episode is Mr. Matt Rich. My friend, what's up? Tell us how things are in the less frozen part of the state of Utah. Excellent. Many people want to know how to take better photographs. And that's why we're here. We want to help those that are searching to find better information and building their skills. So let's get on with the show. Oh! Breaking news banner. My friends, I'm sorry, I give you my most humble apologies for missing the scheduled dates. Breaking our bond, I am utterly sorry. My personal problems of taxes and a holiday and the closure of the post office and a myriad of other things have just shut me down and got me too far behind. And then, I'm sorry, I have been sicker than a dog for almost 2 weeks now, and it's really just killed me. I apologize. I will endeavor to be more timely. Last week, I tuned into a video by a photographer out of the UK. The presenter was revisiting an area where he had made images, I think he said 10 years ago. And as he concluded, he summarized that the images made over that span of time were remarkably similar in quality, even when viewed on his professionally calibrated monitor at home. You know, modern kit has a lot of new innovations and conveniences built right into modern cameras. You know, I'm still reeling from carrying a camera half the size of a tree, a handheld meter, a giant dart cloth, a lens board with only a single focal length mounted in it for use, one sheet film holder, and the giant of all tripods. And that was just for a single shot, let alone 2 more bags of support gear in case you wanted to make a second shot. Excuse me. Not only have the cameras changed, but lenses have made an astounding leap in the quality in order to take advantage of the great digital sharpness now available. In his video, he pointed out that he had moved from a 30 megapixel camera up to a brand new, different camera brand, 45 megapixel camera. And then he leapt into the stratosphere with a 100 megapixel camera just to produce some phantasmagorical pictures. Now, he has combined both camera and top-notch glass to boot. For the extended number of, commas and zeros added to the final price tag, he admits less characteristic change from the equipment than expected. I hope he has reaped enough reward to justify the expense and the worry. Obviously, he's ecstatic. In this incident and other cases I've heard about, it seems that equipment alone is not the total, complete answer to impressive imagery. I'm also aware that there is no real suppressant for gas, GAS, or also known as gear acquisition syndrome. If you want it, you're going to get it. Just realize toys are not magical. They still need to be used fittingly. And this is where our friend from the UK championed himself over the past 10 years. He said his working methods had vastly improved. That is a major point of gaining experience, is to improve. It's almost if you need to become a person with two personalities for two different processes of building a photograph. First, you need to improve visual awareness out in the field. It's necessary to recognize the components of a good composition when you see them. Initially it'll be about compositional geometry, how it fits, the associated pictorial gymnastics, if you will. It will be predominantly about what is being selected or excluded and how to compose that might be able to provide both a vertical and horizontal compositions for a scene for publication. Furthermore, to generate a great picture, it's highly productive to observe, understand, manage the qualities of light as that dances with your subject. It's all a matter of the capturing stage. Likewise, the quantity of light will be handled, later by exposure recommendations in terms of f-stop and shutter speed. It's all done in the camera. You have to approve it. Secondly, you will need a distinctly different mindset or personality to analyze the field data in the darkroom or computer stage to combine all of those innovative and aesthetic decisions that you made for the image about presentation, decisions about color, monochrome, contrast, tonality, the overall feeling of mood. Oh, that is so important. Decisions about color, monochrome, contrast, tonality, and the overall feeling of mood. Oh, mood is so important. And we want to be able to highlight the things that we want the viewer to absorb from it. Hopefully, at this point, we can add adaptations that boost the flexibility of the image beyond duplication of mere reality and feature our own unique artistic flair. True enough, these two mindsets need to work concurrently for final success, but they need to exist separately, each working on their best terms at different moments in the photo stage. This may be what really adds the joy to our photography. Is it possible for us to enclose a bit of us in every picture? The late Ansel Adams always spoke about making photographs rather than taking photographs. He told me a story. A fan of his once commented that she just absolutely hated visiting Yosemite Valley because it didn't look the way his pictures revealed it. What a ringing endorsement for the concept of building an image. Maybe he didn't appreciate it at the time, but from my point of view, wipe that smile off my face. Sorry, Ansel. Let's explore these thoughts a little deeper. As we generate new photographs, we convey a feeling, whether you intend to or not. If you're non-committal or ambiguous in what you have to say, don't be surprised that the viewer also shows disinterest. If there's a lot of mumbo-jumbo in there that just doesn't belong, they're not going to be interested. Get to the point. What is the essence? Why should they care about something you are not substantially invested in? What does making photographs really mean to you? It's a good question. Is it a time burner of a hobby? Is it a pile of happy snaps assembled as just a record of history for approval by others? Is it just to make some spare change? Or is it in fact about something you honestly want to communicate? Perhaps it's something you must do for your emotional satisfaction. Come on. Do you even know what your personal motivation is? If your desires finally progress toward making more creative and thoughtful images, consider some various suggestions. A, as you evaluate the subject matter, make up a title for the picture before you record it. A new thought. This will help you solidify within your mind what you want to say about the composition. It may also lead you to a methodology of how to portray those feelings. B, another tidbit is to go for a peaceful stroll where there's quietness and it has time to calm the harried brain and reduce your stress level. It may be surprising to know, and I found, that angels can whisper to somebody out for just a walk. C, I was told when learning to play the trumpet to worry less about the notes that I played and concentrate on how I played them, their intervening spaces, to play with passion, to utilize that newly found zeal in constructing a superior ambience, a more hot-blooded, a more volatile mood. You know, amigo, you can make photographs tango. They don't just have to lay there on a piece of paper. Now, you can have a picture, or you can make a statement. Let's ruminate on some more helpful hints. D, the last frame theory. It stems from the old days when everybody used film. Sometimes I got 35 on a roll, sometimes 37. Here you are at the end of the day. You don't want to start a new roll. It's just about done. But you flick the winder on that camera. Aha! One final shot left. At this point, every single nerve ending in your body's trying to decide what's going to maximize this frame. Your pulse starts racing. Your concentration triples. Your eyes throb. You study the scene. Decisions are made with extreme attention. Try to review potential pictures with that state of mind and see how your image quality improves. Pablo Casal, he was an absolute brilliant cellist. And I love a remark that he made, reportedly. He was in his late 80s or early 90s, and he was continuing to practice in a little special built hall that he had in his home. And he was just so intense in those golden years. And one of the reporters asked him why he was so diligent. He replied with one of his special statements. I think I'm making progress. I think I see improvement. At 90, Pablo, good work. As exceptional as it would be to go out every day and drop everything you have and shoot every single day, sometimes it's just not practical. So let's look at suggestion E. However, daily practice is conceivable. Generally, I do have a camera with me, and I am not afraid to stand up in a restaurant and make a snap. Much to everybody else's chagrin, I've done it. I am totally at ease at asking a waitress if I could get a picture. Yeah, several times, done it. But there are times when such behavior is just not recommended, or the camera is not at hand. So, imaginary shooting is what I do. I imaginarily frame the situation and conclude how it would be best modified if I just simply say, click. Now, I have no evidence, yet the eyes and mind get practice in doing. Reflexes get better at seeing. The ability to judge the need for certain focal length are honed, and the next time you know what to use. You've done some homework today. Pay attention. Learn whenever you can. A possible lesson acquired from mock practice is one that Matt and I were batting about a few days ago. If the and we were talking about some older images and trying to see what we could see in them. If the nutsy crop-o-matic factor, there's where you review a frame and faithfully find one portion that could be useful. Expertise gained in seeing. Learn to zoom on the essential elements of the scene. Learn what should have been disregarded right at the beginning. Besides, it makes a nerds out of me sitting around with a pair of stupid cropping L's and a magnifying glass. Another fine idea came from Minor White. Minor was a member of the Aspen Photo Conference in 1951, along with Ansel Adams, Dorothea Lange, and Beaumont and Nancy Newhall, and several others. They'd been discussing about making a new publication, which became known as Aperture Magazine. Well, Minor was selected as the magazine's editor, and one of his extracts discussed an idea that had unified it into photography from a previous dialogue from Alfred Stieglitz about his equivalent series. He implored one should not only photograph things for what they are, but what else they may become or what else they are. A derivation of Stieglitz's equivalence. What else can you make out of what you see? Don't take the first shot. What else? Look at it. Study it. What can you imagine? I see too much of people. One click, done. Often it's a real mind bender to transform reality into that which is elevated. Here's an attempt at some that I shot with a tin cactus. There's 3 cactus, and here's the reimagined file of 3 cactus. What else can it be? What else can it become? Look at Steve McCurry's. Here's an image maker, not a taker. My buddy, Jay Maisel. Cameras don't take pictures. People do. Look at John Wimberly. Oh, the descending angel. I have a print of this, and it is so beautiful, so gorgeous, so absolutely moving. Dig deep and become a sensitive image maker. Not just be contented picture taker. Join with us. Pass the torch. Subscribe. Ring that bell. Give us a big giant thumbs up. Well, our time has elapsed for today. Matt and I really hope that we tried to offer some suggestions that will help you see the forest for the trees. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you're just plain lost. But sometimes you can take your heart and go to the forest to find your soul. It's you. It's your eyes. It's your heart. It's your desires that makes the world's surprises so worth seeing. We anticipate that if you place yourself in a passionate, creative mode, you will capture cracking great images all of the time. Photography might be one thing that really could conquer reality. Remember, we don't create a fantasy world to escape reality. We generally create in order to stand being trapped in reality. If you can just dream it, you can accomplish it. Oh my. When you wish upon a star. Seek the impossible, our friends, and you'll never be disappointed. Matt and I salute you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for help building a value into our channel. And as always, I give you a tip of my hat and bid you cheerio.